Okay, here with the Stevens Institute of Technology Ducks, your 2023 NCAA Division III champions, with the 3-1 win over North Central this afternoon here at Stevens University. Coach, congratulations, student athletes, congratulations. Coach, opening statement.
I'd like to tell two brief stories and hand out some thank yous. The first story is just that of the match. I can't say enough about North Central. I want to thank them for playing such a great match. I want to congratulate them on an incredible season. Their efforts in the growth of that program since I used to coach a lot closer to where they're located is pretty unbelievable, and that was a really special group led by Jared Moser and Kyle Exline. So I want to thank them for playing such a great match and making for such a great show for all the fans. And when I think about that match, I just want to talk about, again, the grit, resilience, and character of this team and how hard you guys worked, and I thought that really paid off, just taking some deep breaths, being where we are, and that looked pretty good to me. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, we're working on being present all year, and we did it the best when we needed to, and I'm really just proud of our guys for staying poised. Even we just got beat 25-15 in the set and came back and won it, so really proud of us.
Yeah, that match, they made it memorable because they put so much heart out there, and that made for a really cool memory. I just want to tell a brief story about, we were talking about like 25 months prior. I just think that it was interesting coming into Stevens with all the history of the program and being left here in the conference semifinals 25 months ago. And I'll never forget being like, I didn't come to Stevens to lose in the conference semis. And we're going to have to do something about this. And while this was my goal, this has totally exceeded my expectations because of these young men being so extraordinarily committed. Willing to buy into stuff bigger than themselves, to believe in their stuff, really, really special. And I just can't believe it came full circle to end here in the national championship, because I'll never forget where it started, and I'm never going to forget where this campaign ended, especially with a guy like Alex leaving us. He's been the most incredible team captain, just an unbelievable, high-character guy that's just been doing huge things for the team on and off the court. You get 1,000 to go too, solid. And I just want to give out a few thank yous, if I may. I just want to thank Stevens. Literally everybody there, department upgrade, mentors in the department, from the leadership at the institution. You know who you are. Literally, if I've interacted with you, I want to thank you. It's been an amazing place to be. I want to thank our families. They've worked really hard to make us who we are. I really want to thank our families for their support. I want to thank these guys. This has been one of the most incredible privileges of my life to be your coach. And for you to lead this team and do such an incredible job, both of you guys have been unbelievable captains. I thank you. It's just been, there just aren't words. And I just thank you. And lastly, I want to thank our alumni. They've set a high standard. I came here because of seeing what they did. These guys, you came here because you saw what they did, right? And of course. For us to be able to repeat the pinnacle of what the program's accomplished is just, I just don't have words. And these two guys are our team captains, and I just can't thank you guys enough for what you did.
Right. So I have a question. So I noticed this. I don't know if this was by design or whatever. So when we did the walkout, North Central came in their side and they were cheering and they were happy. They were kind of up for it. You guys came in like you were punching a clock. You just came right across the line like it was a business. Was that by design, or were you guys just like that focused that you knew what to do?
Yeah, that's exactly how we came into this tournament. We early on distinguished the difference between noise and signal, and there's a lot of noise that happens inside the tournament with the fans, with getting merch and getting publicity. And at the end of the day, we're here to play volleyball and just play the sport that we've been playing for the last 5 months, and for most of us, the last 8 to 10 years. So that was our goal to come in, was not to come in and get screams or cheers from the fans or get a shirt. It was to come in and with the same mission and goal that everyone else had on the team.
Yeah, I'll add, it was one of the things that we talked about a lot earlier in the season, was balancing, having fun with getting into that business mode. There's a couple guys on our team that are really locked in and we're serious and focused, and there's a lot of guys on our team that play the best when they're having fun. And we worked on it all season, and we found this happy medium where we're having fun on the bench, we're smiling between points. But when that ball is served, we're locked into the game, and I think we've just come a long way with that, and I'm really proud of our guys.
Rob, all you.
Awesome. You guys talked about focus, and I think a lot of times that comes with the attention to detail you guys have in your preparation, in your scout work. Held North Central to 125, held the outside tandem to negative collectively, held Cardenas below his season average. Connor, you're kind of the leading guy on the front line for that Stevens block that is so universally feared. What were you guys able to execute so well today when it came to that game plan?
It's a pretty simple plan, similar to the last game. They have a lot of outside production, so we're going to put big blocks in front of their outsides. There's a couple rotations where we knew we could leave some guys, or knew that their setter wasn't going to try to find them as much. So yeah, I mean, it was pretty simple. Get in front of Moser, get in front of Williams, have our middles closing the seams for Moser, dropping your left hand, make sure you can't hit that 4-4. And yeah, I mean, everybody else just did a great job defending behind it.
I'd say just add one piece to that I bet you'd agree with, which is that we were going to get really, really big and physical in front of them, and we were going to work really hard, and we were going to grind. And I think that's kind of like the character of the team is like, that guy's really good, and we were just going to get in there and just get in a battle, and the guys just worked really hard to slow him down. And I'm like, I didn't even realize we did such a great job because those guys took some big swings and got some nice kills. But I just think it's amazing how hard we work and that we're willing just to get in there and grind the whole time. And I thought it was just kind of, let's just go earn it.
Alex, the depth of the Ducks, it's a term I've heard tossed around all weekend long. A player of your quality could be an All-American at other schools. I've seen you in action. I've seen you in training for the last 2 weeks. You're an incredibly talented individual, and it takes so much character, as your head coach mentioned, to still be the teammate you are on the role you're in. Just talk about the collective mindset your group has in terms of that support for one another that I think is fair to say is spearheaded by you.
Yeah, I heard this saying a while back, there's no me in team, and so I think we all live that kind of principle. We come at teams with 18 strong instead of 6 or 7 strong, and we make sure that we're a collective unit and being able to contribute anything we possibly can in any role we get put in. And that's definitely been a shift of our mentality and our culture since Dan has gone here. Before Dan got here, everyone wanted to be on the court, and I think you just helped us realize there's way more to play, and there's something much bigger to play for than just getting your time out on the court. So, yeah, that's it.
I know he's not up here, but most outstanding player of the tournament, Lad Moran. I think he's someone who doesn't quite get his flowers as often as he should. And, all 4 All-American setters were in the gym this weekend, and I think Loudon's play stood out all weekend long. So to all 3 of you, any comments for your leading engineer in that efficient Stevens offense?
Yeah, I mean, Loudon's come a long way, man. We worked on a lot of upgrades to our offense throughout the year, and they take time, but Loudon's just always on it. And I think we got to this tournament and we just have seen ourselves peak at the right time. Loudon's play has just stood out, and I'm really proud of the way he played today.
Just to add on to that, his play would not be where he's at without the 3 other setters behind him that pushed him in practice. The reason he was so good is because there's 3 other setters that were as good right behind him that came to practice every day and forced him to be better, or else someone else would play with him. So I think that just attributes to him getting better and just us as a team pushing each other to get to winning the power plays than we originally did.
Yeah, there's a point, to his point, to really pick up with these guys, I'll be really honest with you, there was a point where we knew that offensively we needed to produce better numbers. Colin was setting the better ball. And he was pushing Loudon, and I had to kind of get in there with the 2 and be like, it needs to look like this, and Loudon just really doubled down and nailed it. His serve always made him a little bit of a better nod, and I was sitting there, there's these tough decisions you have to make as a coach, and you're sitting there looking at it, and you're like, Colin's amazing. You saw what he did out there, just serving balls. And Colin absolutely, there was a certain point where Colin was like, this is the standard, and Loudon caught up, and I thought that was a really special moment. And you look at this, it's like we hit 308, 483. I don't think there was a third set. We don't even know what happened there. 4th set, 290, unbelievable. 422 in the semifinal. I think it's just says a lot about his work ethic. He just grinds and keeps it really simple, and he's just he is a huge reason we pulled this off. Yeah, thank you for saying it's such a good point about the other side was pushing him.
So you kind of mentioned the journey of your squad so far, Coach. You went from conference semifinals to national semifinals to national champions. I think what the people at home want to know, what's in store for 2024?
Our goal will be to win another national championship. There's no doubt about it. For the time being, we're going to be right where we are. We're going to take some deep breaths. But I would be lying to you if there weren't moments in this tournament. Like the Wentworth match was incredibly tough. This one was incredibly tough. Messiah gave us tough moments. There was times in the tournament where I was like, oh, I got to write that down. We're going to be better at that next year. Like that's got to go get worked on. And I was like, a drill like popped in my head as we were like struggling to beat Wentworth, and I was like, write that down. Don't forget. And what's difficult for this, and what I think people can expect for next year, and what our aims are, is just like, this is uncomfortable for us. We're so process oriented. We just want to get a win every day, and that's called growing. And it's really uncomfortable for me to shift from a gear about just being just process and grinding another inch of value out of the team to be like, oh, it's a result, and we're like super jacked about it. And I'm just like, I don't know, I just want to grind again. So I'm just looking forward to grinding again next year, and I believe we can do it again. I'm sure it'll be really tough. There'll be a lot more league teams, but this is the goal again. There's no doubt.
All right. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.